Hi, my name's Stephanie Caballero, and welcome to IVF Parent. I am so excited to welcome Andrea Bryman. In fact, Andrea Bryman and I were seeing the same IVF physician. He has since retired way back when we were trying to have our families. So, didn't talk about that on the podcast, but we should have, right? Anyways, Andrea has been in business for 25 years, helping people navigate this very emotional journey. So she's met with egg donors and intended parents and surrogates, and if you're donating your embryos and things like that. She has really been there and seen that all. She's got this incredible platform that she's developed called Thallo Health, which makes it makes it really easy for people to navigate when they have to meet with a mental health professional to talk about their journey. And because of what she's seen in the industry, she's also developed a platform called Kinvara. And that's for people who are working independently, so they're not working with an agency, but there is a lot to navigate. And I have to say, on my end, if somebody's not working with an agency, it really is a lot of work, and you don't really realize that when you're doing it on your own. So she's got that platform to help them step by step. So you sign up, and it tells you what to do next, and then you finish that step, and then you go on to the next one, whether it's a mental health professional, getting your insurance reviewed, background checks, all the things. So it really is a very helpful platform. So welcome to IVF Parent, and I hope you enjoy this session with me and Andrea. Andrea, I'm so excited to talk to you because I've known you for like 100 years, which means we started in the business when we were 5.
Correct. We met in preschool. Yeah.
I got that from Virginia Hart, not gonna lie. She says I started when I was 7. I'm like, oh, I think I like the name of 5 better for sure. Yeah. Okay, so welcome. All right, so Andrea, I know you have been a long time uh, uh, not person, but advocate in this field, mental health professional. You have Thallo Health, and now you have something brand new called Kindred
Kinvara.
Kinvara. So let's talk about Thallo first, and then let's move over into Kinvara because that's brand new and very exciting, and I think much needed in this industry. Besides the mental health portion, that's obviously goes without saying for surrogates, egg donors, and intended parents, but the way our industry has morphed lately, I think Kinvara is also much needed. Full disclosure, I'm a part of Kinvara. I'm not I don't own it. I'm just joined, but we'll talk about
Correct.
that later. Okay,
Correct.
so Thallo Health.
Okay. So Thallo Health, I expanded, let's say, I'll just say, but I've been working in the field of mental health in the third-party reproductive field for probably close to 30 years now.
Mm.
Um, and as things evolved, I was for many years, I would say maybe up to the last 5. I think Thallo's been running for about 5 years now. And prior to that,
Wow.
yeah, I know. So right before COVID, there started to be a shift where I was getting more and more calls about looking for clinicians in different states. And agencies were like, can you see someone in North Dakota or can you see someone in Utah? And I wasn't licensed, so my partners and I had explored getting licensed in all the different states. Um, which was a whole process in itself. And it was, you know
I
how
don't
to
think
get
people
hard.
realize that. As an
Yeah.
attorney, me
So,
getting licensed in another state is like a whole other application
so
every
what
time. Yeah.
what was happening instead, what I found was a lot of the agencies I was working with, what they weren't going to the ASRM mental health group list to see who's licensed. And in many states there aren't providers. So they were calling up random clinicians in different
Yeah.
states and perhaps giving them a copy of a report that I had done for them before and said, hey, can you do something like this?
Oh,
And that's what was happening. And
ugh.
that was kind of the impetus for me was what if I could build a platform, build a network of clinicians, train everybody. So we could have, instead of getting licensed and all things, I could teach everybody that what I've learned over the last 30
Right.
years. Um, and I could say we could have one location where I would know that we'd have a clinician in every state. So for the last 5 years, we've had two clinicians in every state in the United States. And I've we've vetted, we have 26 clinicians right now.
Good
Every
for you.
clinician, my goal in bringing in our clinicians was to bring in a very diverse population of clinicians with very diverse backgrounds, because I knew that I could educate people really well on third-party reproductions. We've built out, between my clinical director and I, we've built out a really, really good training module that takes probably 3 to 6 months to complete. And all of our clinicians, they are all licensed psychologists and master level clinicians. They have to complete this training on their own. They're all committed to it before they can see any clients in our practice. And then once they've completed the training, there's a period of shadowing and a period of mentoring throughout for about another 6 months. So everybody's part of the team. So what I wanted to do was, because when you're in a private practice, you know a little bit about a lot of things, but you don't
Right.
know a lot about everything. So sometimes you're faced with having to make decisions, and when you're by yourself, I mean, in a perfect world, you'd seek out consultation and say, "Oh, I need a little bit more information about a domestic violence or chemical dependency." So my idea was, when I was building this, was let me bring in a group of clinicians that are really diverse. And then as a team, we have all this expertise in-house. So I like to tell people often that you don't get one clinician, you get 26 clinicians in your
You're
case.
right, because if something comes up, and we need to tell people who are maybe just listening, okay, well, I have a mental health professional I've been seeing for hundreds of years. Why can't, as an intended parent, why can't I go to them if I'm now going to do egg donation? I just go,
Oh, that's that. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
right? Like, why, like, I saw somebody when I was younger and I'm going to be a surrogate. So why can't I just see them so they can screen me?
Because there's so many intricacies of boundaries and things that are specialized just for third party reproduction. Um, I guess that was part of the impetus of building this. It was like it wasn't fair to intended parents who had so much time and money and emotions invested in the process, that their donor or surrogate was being evaluated by someone that doesn't know what they were evaluating. And at the same time, we like to advocate for the carriers and the donors also. And how does the person that has no training about what they're evaluating, how can they advocate for that person? How do they know if this is the right thing for them to be doing or
Yeah,
not? Are
yeah.
they going to feel good about themselves at the end? Are they going to come out of this feeling whole and proud? Or is it going to resurface unresolved issues for them? Are they doing it for the right reasons? So I wanted to set up something where I knew I could go to sleep at night and feel good about what we're doing.
What a
So
great platform, especially for, because I don't know, the industry has changed so much, and these intended parents spend so much time just getting to the embryo stage, and then there's the mental health portion, and so just to be able to go to one place and for an agency, or even if you're independent, okay, well, my surrogate's in, Texas, or she's in Nevada, or right, or Florida. Thank God we get to keep Florida.
yes, I know. Thank goodness.
Thank
Um,
goodness. Mm,
But yes, so the whole idea is, even if someone's in different states, sometimes a lot of times we'll do joint sessions with intended parents and carriers. We can have two clinicians on there also if they're not licensed in the same state. So we've got coverage to do everything. And then,
mhm,
we proctor the PAI within our platform as well.
yeah.
So everything adheres to all the ASRM guidelines and seed standards.
That's amazing. And I think just we have so many listers as obviously I'm a licensed attorney, but I'm just talking to so many people through this platform just because I know, and when I started and I was looking for and needed a surrogate, there was one agency online, one CSP. That
Yeah, I
was
know.
it. And now there's over 400 agencies. And I just looked at myself, if I was an intended parent right now and had to go out and search, where would I go? Like, where would I start? How, this is why I want to talk to people like you who have been in the industry a long time, who are doing best practices, right? Because it's so important in this industry. As because it's not like, yes, a bankruptcy is devastating, or, if you have to go into civil court for something else, or, but these are people, like real people. Like,
Experience goes a long way. I mean, I think you and I both know it. There's lots of people that are entering our field thinking, oh, they're looking from the outside and saying, oh, I could do that too, but they don't really know the inside. So you
yeah.
can put up a shell and appear to be doing all of these things, but if you don't know the inner workings of what needs to be done,
Oof.
it all falls apart. And that's unfortunately we're seeing that in many cases
We
here.
are, we are. I'm getting emails, many emails about that, so that's okay. Do you know what I love? What you said, besides everything else, is that the training, and that they have to go the three, takes them 3 to 6 months, and then they're shadowed.
Yeah, I
Because,
mean, yeah, I mean, we got to make sure you get it. And
because
in our system, if anybody has a red flag, if there's any concern with any case, doesn't matter how long you've been doing this, we have clinicians that have been working in our practice for 5 years, six, before we became Thallo, so even a little bit longer. Um, it doesn't matter. Our rules in our system, in our platform, in our company is if anybody has a potential red flag, you have to mark it for clinical review. So then it's over, then it's reviewed again by either myself or our clinical director, and we
yeah,
do case reviews. And then as a team, we do minimally quarterly reviews to do in-house trainings and education and case reviews.
yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff that's going on. So it's not just a network, it's not a directory of clinicians. We're all a group practice. So,
Oh, that is
and
just,
then one of the other things that we implemented last year, which I felt was important from over the years, is that many agencies and attorneys write into contracts to have access to mental health services.
yes.
You can have, it's like you're required to go in to have a counseling session once a month. So because I've been doing this for so many years, I know what these sessions are like. They're Okay. They're like Sarah goes, some agencies will give a bonus if you show up for
Yep,
them. They show up, yeah, everything's great. Yep, good, everything's good. And then it's like a check mark that they had their
yep,
session. A lot of times they don't show up for the session. So I
yes.
was like, God, these are so I hate to say it but they're stupid. I mean, they're there. Okay, the mandated ones. Okay, so this I'm getting to my point because
Get your, yeah,
it
yeah.
is so important that carriers or intended parents have access to mental health services and feel like they can use them.
Absolutely.
So what I decided to do last year, and I can tell you, I kind of like, I can publish it, but I'm not, I don't know, I'll see. Um, by data. What I decided to do was to implement a policy. Any carrier that we evaluate, we give them three free complimentary mental health sessions throughout their journey to use whenever they want. No questions asked. We do not disclose this to the agency, to the intended parents. Nobody knows. They just log into their portal and they can schedule a session.
So it's not as, it's,
So
well,
our
I mean,
clinicians,
we can cuss.
I personally am absorbing the cost for this because I feel like it's so important. I'm paying my clinicians still because I feel like it's important for them to be paid for the work that they do. But I feel it's so important from being in this field for so long to make sure that carriers have access to mental health services.
Yeah.
And can I tell you the jump in sessions that have come up is tremendous. People are using them and they're about real things. And it doesn't necessarily, and you know why
Exactly. It's
people
not
weren't
the
using
once a
them
month, yeah,
before?
I'm fine, bye.
You know why they're not talking in those sessions? Because they don't want to alert their agency. They don't want to alert their IPs.
Oh,
So if something comes up, they don't want any red flags. So when they're having these mandated sessions, they're like, everything's great, everything's wonderful. Take that away from the scenario. Take that away and say, here's a space for you to talk about anything you want. Oh, now we're talking. Then they're like, well, I want to continue sessions. And then, we navigate that from there. Um,
because the intent of all this, because when we started in this field, the surrogates didn't have monthly sessions. It was your initial, and if you needed help and it was something, you know, IP surrogates weren't getting along, we said, everything's on fire, get to the MFT.
I mean, when
But
the attorneys didn't want to deal with it, they'd call the MHP, and the MHP to really,
I did
well,
not.
wait,
I was like,
this is an attorney issue.
no, really, truly. They called
Yeah,
us and I'm
I
like,
know, I know, I know.
oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
She said she would terminate, but now she won't terminate. Will you call her? It's supposed to happen tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes,
I've had to try to,
yes.
yeah, travel down those waters. And so that's why we instituted the monthlies to help prevent all that and to make sure that everything was going smoothly, but it's not working. Yeah, you're right. It's
I
probably not
think,
working.
I mean, that's from my experience over so many years is looking at it. So that was just another observation that it's like, okay, this is something easy for me to fix. This is,
Yeah.
this is something that I have the ability to make happen. And it's wonderful. So yes, they get 3 complimentary sessions, and then we tell agencies if a match breaks, we'll do a complimentary session for the IPs and the GC as well, because
Oh, that's
that's also
you.
devastating.
Oh, when a match breaks.
I
Ooh.
know. I know. So, that's a way of giving back.
Especially now, that's awesome because and we in my law office, most people who are in this field and are really good, they will give something. They won't charge the full fee. We take it case by case just because when a match breaks, it's devastating. I think it's more devastating in some ways now because when we started, you'd meet somebody and a year later they could have a baby, right? They could start, and now it's not. It's 18 to 24 months. So
Yep.
it takes so much longer to get that embryo and to get that match. Oh, God.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Then the fear that, having to start over again. Yeah.
Oh no,
A
it's
lot.
it's
A
it's
lot.
pretty brutal. No match breaks for
Yeah.
sure. Yep.
So I love what we're doing. I'm so proud of what we've built. I'm proud of my team. Um, yeah. I love getting up
Yeah,
every,
because when you started, it was just you.
yeah. Yeah. 25 years, just me.
I know, right?
So
And
now I just oversee everything. Now I just get to do clinical reviews and run a business, which is really fun and creative. And
yep,
um, yeah,
and give
I did
back.
thousands and thousands and thousands of screenings. So it's
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
yes,
now it's fun mentoring. I didn't think I was going to love mentoring as much as I do.
yeah, I could see that for sure. Because you always like to teach. Yeah. You would have been a good teacher, good professor.
I did preschool teaching for a little bit when the kids were little. Yeah.
Okay, this is why then. Yes, yes. Okay, so that is Thallo Health, which
Okay.
the platform's great. I little played around. I was like, this is amazing, right? It's very easy to use. Okay, so now let's talk about your new venture, Kinvara.
So yeah, so we got Thallo running smoothly. It's great. Everybody's using it. It's good. Um, what else could I do? That's kind of where I was. I want to think outside of the box. What else does especially with all of the crises that were coming up um, in our field? Let me just say, there is so much wonderful stuff that happens in our industry. I mean, every day we're all
Every day.
doing incredible work. Okay, so I don't want to de-emphasize. Unfortunately, we both know that the press focuses on the negative stuff. Okay.
Yeah,
What
we
else?
came from outside LA. If it bleeds, it leads.
Yeah, exactly. So what else could be done to help the process? Like where are the missing pieces and who are the good players and how can we promote the good players and how can we help people navigate this process? So I was thinking about a little bit out of the box. I'm good friends with Virginia Hart and Sarah Page
Right?
over at Art Risk, and we were sitting around talking one day. It's like, what would be so interesting? We both kind of sit on the outside. We're not agencies.
You do.
We're kind of like we go to all the conferences. We know all the agencies. Um, we know all the players. We're seeing all these things fall apart. Like what could we do together that's a little outside of the box? That would be kind of like what could we do together? Like so we spent some time talking and we came up with this idea. We found just observing independent journeys. I mean, that's when
Mm.
we really started talking about is like we're all seeing a little bit, we're starting to see a little bit of a shift on more independent journeys. The
Yep.
process is getting more and more expensive. Um, Access to resources is becoming more available. People are like, I can do this on my own. Okay,
See that all the
which is a
time.
whole nother conversation.
Yes,
Okay.
that is.
Okay, because I think there is certainly still a lot of value in using an agency.
Agreed.
But I also know that the reality is there are a lot more independent journeys, which brings me back to the point that you just said was, why can't I use my family therapist to do my screening?
Yeah.
Why can't I use my Uncle Joe, who's a lawyer, to write my legal contract?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we came up with is we've built a HIPAA compliant coordination platform. What we've done is we've partnered with who we think are the top players in our field of fertility or third party family building to help people coordinate all the ancillary services that have to take place before a transfer. So what we've done in Convara is we've partnered with we've partnered with Background 360 to do background checks. We've partnered with Seed Trust to do escrow. We've partnered with Thallo Health to do psych screenings. We partnered with Art Risk to do
Insurance.
insurance verification, and Bay Area Genetics to do genetic consultations if you're using a donor.
Yeah.
And then we have vetted about 95 attorneys to be part of our platform as well. So we've um, we've partnered with all of your attorneys. So what happens in Kamara is you come to our platform. We do not do any matching at all. We do not do any journey coordination or journey consultation,
Got it.
um, no journey management. All we do is help coordinate the steps that need to take place. Oh, we're also working with Gather, I'm sorry, for medical record review. So what would
Yeah.
happen is that you would come to the Convara website and you would fill out one application. So it can be used for an agency or it can be used for an independent journey. For
Got
an
it.
agency, we can help you streamline your process up to the point of transfer. For actually, it's basically the same thing for both.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Okay, so you fill out one application. That's it. You don't have to fill it out for each one of the companies. You don't have to track each
Oh,
one of the,
thank God.
okay. And either the IP or the agency guides the journey through Convara. So once you fill out the application, you're automatically referred over to escrow to fund the services that need to be done, not your whole journey, just the services that need to be done through Convara.
Got it.
Okay. But you've established your escrow account already. So that is
Yeah.
one of the major steps that needs to take place in a surrogacy process is to have uh, your escrow set up. So once escrow is set up, you'll get a notification in your portal, escrow set up. Do you want to proceed to your next step? Yes or no? Then you would automatically be referred over there would be an automatic referral over to Background 360. They'll do the background checks, upload the background reports. The IP or the agency reviews those. If they want to approve it, you get to say each step yes or
Or
no.
no. Got
And
it.
by pushing yes or no, it moves the session, it moves the journey along. So from background, it goes to and as an agency or IP, you can always look in your portal, see exactly where you are in the process. And your psych eval and your medical records will be transferred directly over to your clinic and your doctor for
'Cause they have
review.
to be. They
We will
can't.
get notification that they've been approved, and then we move on to the next step.
Because I have to tell you, for my law office, managing a independent journey, which has increased because, the cost has increased in the US, they feel like between me and the clinic, we're the agency.
That's
And
exactly the feedback we got is
we
nobody wants to navigate it because because
I
people
don't
don't
know how to
know.
navigate it, and you're not paying me to navigate, right? I'm drafting the contract and reviewing it with you. Yeah.
So what we did is we put everybody under one umbrella. It's super easy. You just come, you fill out your application, it's one
Yeah.
time,
Because
and
they're
all the
lost.
information you get in your initial application that you fill out is enough to provide referrals to each one of the steps along the way. And you know that they're being done by trusted people who follow all of ASRM guidelines and and are all
Mm.
members of SEEDS and guidelines and all the things that we want everybody to do.
Because you get back to there's so many people in this industry. Who do you trust? You know, they have a pretty website, but like you said, the shell is there, the outside's there, but do they really understand how to run an agency? It almost seems like there's one popping up every day, right?
Right.
And so, and that's why people are saying, well,
But we want to help those agencies. That's
yes,
just it. It's like these agents, like I said, sometimes you can make yourself look really nice on the outside or, lots of different practices, law practice, mental health practices, all kinds of, you can make it all look great, but if you're not doing what needs to be done on the inside and really understand it, so we can go to these smaller agencies, newer agencies, and like, let us help you.
yes, yes,
So, I mean, for an agency, per case, if they wanted to run it through, be 500. But if you're going to have more, if you're going to have a larger, you can run all your cases through per month, $2,000. And we'll
right.
coordinate all of those cases.
All those cases.
Law firms are like, oh my God, I'm getting so many independent cases, or I just want
Yeah.
to send everybody to you.
You have
Okay,
no
great.
idea.
Yeah, clinics, we hear from third-party coordinators all of the time. We're getting calls all day long. No, you're not supposed to do your legal contract before you do psych.
Yeah.
Don't, you need to get oh, I didn't know I had to get a background check.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't know I had to do medical.
medical records. And then we tell
Yes,
them, no, 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 she cannot hand them to you. You have to go get them from the provider.
correct.
Well, how do I do that? I'm like, I don't know how you do that. I don't know. I don't do that.
Correct, correct. And we, again, I want to reiterate, we do not say yes or no about anything. We're just coordinating the practice. So we're
Yep.
not giving any input at all. We're just streamlining the process and hoping to get everybody through
Yes.
quicker. Clinics are happy. Clinics are loving it because they know that they're being seen by the right people and in the right order. In psych, so many times we get referrals to do the evaluations prior to medical records. So when we complete our psych, it goes back to the agency and then it comes back and they're like, but you didn't address anything about her antidepressants that she took in 2021. Well, she didn't say anything about taking any medication in 2021. So they're like, okay, it was in her medical records. So we have to circle back and say, hey, can you tell us a little bit more about this, please? But if medical records had been done first, if medical review had been done first, all that information would have been known and that information would have been passed before we went over to psych.
Correct. There's a reason why there's an order. Like the reason
Correct.
why we're last.
We
I
want it
always tell
done.
people,
Yeah, we want to do it by the right people in the right order. I also forgot to tell you that one of the very first steps in surrogacy journeys is that we have someone doing an initial legal review, anonymous. They don't know who the parties are, just know where they're located. So we know that everything is set up in the right way. So there's nobody disappointed that's saying, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that I couldn't use a single mom because she's in this state and we're married, or I'm
or they're
single.
not married, so they can't go to
Correct.
Texas,
Correct.
right? I know there are
So
some attorneys
before
that
anything starts, we have an attorney that's agreed to do this
some people
on a
do
pro bono
that.
basis for us. Yep.
Yeah, to me, a statute is a statute. If it says married and you're a couple, you have to be married. That's right.
We want
Yeah,
everybody to have success, you know.
I do too, right? Oh my
So,
gosh.
so
Okay,
it's
so
fun. I'm working with all the people that I've been working with for so many years,
I know.
and that I think just do amazing, amazing work. So we're
Yeah.
super excited. We just launched, and we're up and running.
Yeah, so we need to put little Kinvara. Well, we'll link to that, but we need to have
Okay.
that definitely because, and then I need to have a way to like, here, go here for
Okay.
sure.
It's really easy. Just go
It just,
canvarafertility.com. That's how
yeah,
easy it is. Yep.
it really is easy. And why Kinvara? Why that name?
It means the harbor of family. It's Sanskrit. Sarah came up with the name. We did it pretty
Mhm.
quickly. She said it out loud. We're like, and of course, we wanted to pick something that was a little bit different. Thallo is pretty different. Like
Yeah,
so
that
many
was
names in
different.
I know it's the goddess of spring,
Okay.
of new beginnings. Yeah, I paid a lot of money to someone to come up with that name for me.
The money I've spent
I
on
can't
logos.
say that I can't say that I came up with it on my own.
It's
But
well,
Kinvara, we came up on our own. There's so many names in our industry that sounds alike. Um, so
between
Well, I
U.S.
didn't want to blend
surrogacy.
in. I never want to blend in. I want people to like,
No, you know
oh,
you're
is that
right.
place or that place? I like having names that are a little bit different. So, the Harbor family sounded great to me, and it was exactly what we're trying to do,
It
is
really is.
make it a
Yes.
safe harbor for everybody.
Yeah. No, I love the name, and you're right. Yeah, that's so funny because I wondered about Thallo. I was like, why Thallo? Huh?
It
He
says it
went.
on our website if you wanted to know. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, no, no. We're gonna link to everything so people are
Yeah.
gonna know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's Thallo. It's the goddess of new beginnings, spring.
And then Kinvara. That's just great. Yeah, because you're right. Because there's so many agencies that sound alike, people are getting confused now.
We
They're
do it every day in our practice. Like when we
uh,
see our referrals, it's like, but wait, is this the same? No, it's not the same company. And sometimes it's just there's two words and they're like reversed, or there's a the and there's not a the. It's
there's a
there's
lot of US, there's a lot of giving, there's a lot of trees.
there's a lot of everything. There's a lot of everything.
There's a lot of
Uh,
futures and there's a lot of simples and strongers and hopeful and yeah,
and
there's a lot of
abundance.
everything.
And yeah, there's a lot of everything.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great thing, especially for new agencies who are starting and they're coming out. So it's not just for independent. So I'm glad we met because when it was a shh, don't talk about it.
Yeah, we hadn't met
Um,
yet. Sorry, my
it was
dog.
for independent. It's okay. Who
Yeah.
is that?
Okay. Yeah.
Is
It's
it the
my
dog?
dog. My dog has decided to join the
Oh,
podcast with.
that's okay. We love dogs.
Yeah.
My dog wanted to come, but I ignored my dog.
Yeah. She snuck her way in there. I actually moved into another room, but she has found her way to me, so I
Oh, well,
apologize.
what kind of dog?
Yeah.
We don't care. I love dogs.
She's an English cream retriever.
Oh, she's probably
Big
beautiful.
dog. Yeah. She's adorable. Yeah.
Yes.
She just got bored. She saw she wasn't going on camera.
She could have. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so yes, Kanawara, we felt like it was much needed to help independent journeys, and we really want to help agencies and clinics as well. Um, we want to help case managers manage their loads. They can streamline the process, let agencies have their case managers spend their time building rapport and helping them on the journey management side. Let us handle all the like annoying scheduling and tracking information. And
All
all
that
you have to do
stuff.
is plug it in and we'll take care of it all for you.
That's perfect. I love that because I have to say that what I've been seeing a lot is that people say, well, what does an agency really do? And I'm like, oh, they do so much. And to manage that whole journey, which is at least over a year now, and the coordination of the whole journey, it's a
And we
lot.
recognize there's so much involved. We don't want to do any of that. No, I don't want to be. I've been doing this long enough to know that I never want to be an agency. I don't want to do matching, and I don't want to do journey. I don't know what they call it, journey coordination after. Well,
Journey
we're doing the
coordination. I don't know.
journey care afterwards.
Well, I agree with
So
you.
we
When
take
I
people up to the very point of transfer.
and
Once they've gotten medical clearance, we have them pick two attorneys. We collect a retainer for each attorney, which we give to each attorney, and then they're on their own. Then
yep,
then we're done with Canvara. Yep. So
after
all the
legal
stuff.
clearance. Yep.
We don't even stay for legal clearance. It's just as soon as they're assigned to attorneys, we're out.
We're out because we know what to do. We know draft the contract, review, if we're on the other side, legal
All
clearance.
the steps are done. So, I
Yep.
mean, the final step really, because they're already with their clinic and all the steps that they need, and now they're secured with two great attorneys, then um, they don't need us anymore.
Oh, that's perfect. You're kind of like for lack of a better word, because the clinic stays in just a short a period of time. I was talking to somebody who was on the agency side, and now he's on the clinic side. And I said to him, I go, so do you like it? And he goes, I do. He goes, but I miss seeing the whole journey. Like he misses seeing the end. And for me as an attorney, we're in the contract in the beginning, and if it's a surrogacy, we get to see the end. They'll hopefully send us pictures,
Yeah.
right? So I can see how he would miss that, you know.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, even in the mental health side, it's very rare that I get to see the end.
Yes,
Nobody
you don't see the
nobody
end.
has their baby and go, oh, I want to reach out to that woman that did my psych eval. So I
Well, let me
people are
call
like,
her and
it's
thank
so much fun.
her.
I'm like, nobody ever really remembers me. But then sometimes they do because like I've been at conferences before where there's intended parents and they're like, Andrea. And I'm like, oh, hi. And they're like, you did our psych eval. We think about you all the time. I'm like, oh, that makes me so happy. Or sometimes they'll come back for a sibling journey and then I get to see pictures and so that's fun.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we're done.
Yeah, you're
It's
done. You've
tucked in
not see, so
here.
for me, the best part is seeing the picture, seeing the end for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No matter how long it takes. Takes a little bit longer now, so
Yeah.
sorry. All right, Andrea. This was great. You look fabulous too.
And as do you.
Well, thank you. All right. Hopefully I get to see you soon. Any last words? I think we pretty much covered Thallo and
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I love that we're both still doing this.
I do too. I do too, for sure. I mean, my goal when I started was to help everybody who wanted to have a family.
Same, same, same.
Yep.
Now we
You
just want
know,
to keep people accountable and making sure
safe,
it's being done safely and in the
safely.
right way.
Yep.
Yep,
Safely, ethically, responsibly. Yes. We've
exactly.
added to that
Exactly, exactly. Well,
as
I'm so
we've had
glad that we
to.
got to talk. Thanks for
I
having me on.
know, right?
Okay.
Yay.
And
All right.
hopefully see each other soon.
All right. Take care.
Okay. Bye.